First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wakaha Kurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us the truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, I just want to do this quick lesson before Jake head out. All right, it says impacts of Ozempic. All right, impacts of Ozempic. All right, for those who don't know, Ozempic is I guess it's a drug that's supposed to help you lose weight, right? Because uh, Americans or you Egyptians or you Assyrians, all right, or you Babylonians, you're lazy, okay? You're content, you're weak. Brother said that. It kind of, you hear me? But you're weak, man. Because you Americans, you want instant gratification. You don't want to go through the hard work and the sweat and the tears and the pain, right? The burning of actually working out, doing the actual squat itself, right? Doing the actual push up, the actual crunch. Fuck all that other shit, man. All that put this on your stomach. Because that's what you niggas is into, man. Right? You Americans. That's what you niggas is into. Y'all into, all right, look, just put this on your stomach, and in the morning, you'll lose 1 pound. Like every day when you go to sleep, if you just wear this on your stomach, hell, you can wear it all day. Your whole belly fat will just burn off, right? Instead of actually doing the crunch itself. Yeah, it's gonna bend some bones and stretch some muscles and shit. Some shit you haven't been using. So you're losing, right? Use it or lose it. Okay? But you Americans, you're weak, you're lazy, man. Right? Has wisdom vanished from teaming, man. Okay? You Edomites. All right? Because this is you're in this position. This here is a Edomite. But let me do this. Let me start.
Dangerous side effects of Ozempic that they did not warn you about. Listen to this.
They found that
Real
for
quick,
every 6 pounds of fat,
because I already had this scripture pulled up. All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 10. Is it 12? Oh, kind of 12 and 10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast." Okay, a righteous man. Who are the sons of righteousness? The Israelites. Okay, who are the sons of God? Okay, Yasharala. Who is that? The Israelites. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They are the righteous. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast." When you regard something, you consider. Okay, you know what? Let's look it up. Regard, yes, it says a consideration, a judgment from old fashioned. Regard, regard from regarder. Take notice of, right? You don't consider it, all right? You don't consider his sheeple, his people. Hey, the scripture says, if he is wicked to himself, to whom will he do good? All right. So he doesn't care for. It says, take notice of here, perhaps an intensive prefix, garter, right? It says, look, heed. It says a look, appearance, respect, esteem, favor, kindly feeling, which springs from a consideration of, blah. All right, let's jump down. Consider, to look at, take notice of. All right, so you get the point. To look upon, right? When you look upon something, you have compassion, right? It can be both ways, right? It can be a compassion of, you know, anger, right? But here, let's get back. It says, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, right? You take care of your pets. You don't give them no fatty wop, right? I know you ain't hitting them with the fatty wop. You don't give your cat motherfucking dog food. You don't give your fish motherfucking uh cat food. But hey, you know who do though? Keisha. Keisha don't regard the life of her beast. It says, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, man. All right, the tender mercies of the wicked. This is what this is.
For every
Dangerous side effects of Ozempic that they did not warn you about. Listen to this.
They found that for every 6 pounds of fat a person was losing on these drugs, they were losing 4 pounds of fat-free mass or lean mass. So 40% of the weight they were losing on these drugs is coming from lean mass, like including muscle and bone. So there are now case reports of young, healthy women who are overweight, who go on the drug for some period of time, and after, they get diagnosed with osteoporosis, where they have eroded their bone health. They're losing lean mass. And when you take enough of that drug, that you just have no more hunger because of how it's acting at your brain, you do just stop eating. And the malnutrition, at least in part, is going to cause
Right.
a loss
So
of lean mass. There was a
telling
paper
you
recently.
a drug that ultimately uh, it doesn't even do what it says it's gonna do, right? And that's gonna be a little tricky for some of y'all to understand because you're gonna be like, well, damn, Craig, they losing weight, you know what I'm saying? And that's right, you are losing weight, okay? However, you're losing your life as well, right? And that's not fair. That's not a fair trade-off, right? Um, but it's not doing what it's supposed to do because your whole purpose of losing weight, right, being in shape, right, is so you don't die early, right? Being healthy, that's your whole, is so you don't die early. However, this pill, you're gonna lose weight, all right? There ain't no doubt about that. We got some shit for you, but you're gonna die early, right? So you're trying to lose weight so you can live longer, but you're taking the pill that's gonna make you lose weight and die early. Make it make sense, man. Make that make sense. It doesn't. Ain't no sense in it. Okay. No change. I ain't got it.
Published with the use of these drugs, finding that people, when they begin the drug, their risk of suicidal thoughts
Did you hear
doubles.
that?
It goes up by over 100%.
It go up 100. Man, I tell y'all, I didn't even. I listened to it like like twice. So like I listened to it like twice, but I'm moving and grooving while I'm doing it. Right. Hold on, we got to play that little part back.
With the use of these drugs, finding that people, when they begin the drug, their risk of suicidal
It goes
thoughts
up over
doubles. It goes up by
100%, man, or by 100%, by
over
over
100%.
100%, man. Because you don't want to do the actual crunch, nigga. This nigga died because he didn't want to do a push up. He could do 25 times in little breaks. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Ozempic, man. Hey, man. Y'all, you got to be a fool to trust this man. Okay? You know who you're supposed to trust, right? I'm speaking to the families now, right? It may be the women and the children down. Who knows? It may be a brother that don't know, a believer, right? You know who you're supposed to trust though, but the women, the families on down, you're supposed to trust in your husbands, your fathers. That's who you're supposed to trust in. Okay, you're not supposed to trust in your government. You're not supposed to trust in the rulers of this world, all right? Because the scriptures tell us that the earth is given into his hands, the wicked, right? We just read about the righteous, but the tender mercies of the wicked, right? That's his job, man. No matter how it seems, it may seem like, oh yeah, shit, man. Listen, I did this. I had whoop de woo. This be the side effects. Okay, this is the fine print. All right.
And their risk of major depression triples. What it's doing is perhaps reducing your craving for everything. That while you are eating less food, which is resulting in the weight loss, you also are not interested as much in exercise as you used to be, which is going to make it even easier for you to lose your muscle and bone. You're also less interested in hobbies like going to play pickleball with your friends.
But
Nigga,
comment the
this
word join
fried.
for the
You
detailed herbal
fried. Okay. You women out there, all right? Like you hear me, bitch? I'm thankful you ain't doing shit like that. But you bitches out there is fried if this is what you into. Okay. Start off with walking, man. Go to the lake. All right. Where it's safe, somewhere where it's safe, you know. No, no, on no late night type shit. All right. But here, I want to get this other scripture. Here, let me read this one more time, then I'm gonna jump straight to the scripture. Proverbs 12:10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." Okay, you got the righteous and you got the wicked. All right. Deuteronomy 25:4. It says, "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth over the corn." Okay. Uh, the ox is a worker. He's working, right? And to muzzle him would be to be difficult, to cause difficulty, right? To hinder, okay? And this is what he does. Here it is. You got this superpower of a nation, quote unquote, right? As but we know. But you got this nation, all right? You would think that you would want your people more strong, more wise, right? More more this and more that. But everything that comes from him is the opposite, right? He's causing you to be weak, to go without, okay? He's causing difficulties. He's hindering, all right?
Dangerous side effects of Ozempic that they did not warn you about. Listen to this.
They found that for every 6 pounds of fat a person was losing on these drugs, they were losing 4 pounds of fat-free mass or lean mass. So 40% of the weight they were losing on these drugs is coming from lean mass, like including muscle and bone. So there are now case reports of young, healthy women who are overweight, who go on the drug for some period of time, and after they get diagnosed with osteoporosis, where they have eroded their bone health, they're losing lean mass. And when you take enough of that drug that you just have no more hunger because of how it's acting at your brain, you do just stop eating. And the malnutrition, at least in part, is going to cause a loss of lean mass. There was a paper recently published with the use of these drugs, finding that people, when they begin the drug, their risk of suicidal thoughts doubles. It goes up by over 100%. And their risk of major depression triples. What it's doing is perhaps reducing your craving for everything. That while you are eating less food, which is resulting in the weight loss, you also are not interested as much in exercise as you used to be, which is going to make it even easier for you to lose your muscle and bone. You're also less interested in hobbies like going to play pickleball with your friends.
But comment the word join for the detailed herbal protocol to actually lose weight the proper way and the protocol for every disease and illness, and share this to warn a friend and click the